go.
So that leads us to our first talking point, which is the beta.
All right. Well,
Yes.
can we do an intro so that I know where to timestamp it?
Yeah, now that Big D's here.
Well, I'm trying to pull up for some reason
That's
I can't see.
I'll go back and give us an intro. Go run that shit while he pulls up
let's
his Google.
fucking go. Welcome,
Alright, go ahead.
ladies and gentlemen, to the hypest. I got distracted by Amanda's dance right there. Son of a bitch. Welcome to the greatest podcast that happens on Monday nights in the NetherRealm Studios scene.
Bi-weekly.
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 Every other Monday. The hypest place to be. The best place to be. Welcome, everyone, to the new Outworld Order. With your ensembled team of myself, Jer, Big D, and Romanova, bringing you the hypest. No, not really the hypest, but bringing you guys, catching you guys up on all the news in the NRS scene the past couple of weeks. In case you guys missed anything, we're gonna go over everything, give our thoughts, as we are only 2 weeks away now from Mortal Kombat 11. It all depends on how early you get your hands on the game, but we're only a couple of weeks now away. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go.
Okay. Before we say anything, why did you put so much emphasis on the big and Big D?
Hold on a second.
Oh,
Somebody in the chat asked, will Earthrealm Dojo be kid-friendly? It'll be as kid-friendly as, like, any major. Like, I cannot say I'm responsible for the other adults that are there. But, you know, friends bring kids to majors all the time, like Combo Breaker and stuff. And, I mean, if you're okay with your kids watching an M-rated game, keep in mind, Mortal Kombat is an M-rated game. If you're okay with that, then yes. It is very kid-friendly for a family that does not mind that. But I do have to suggest that because the ESRB puts the rating in check for a reason. Because of gore, violence, and etc. Language.
I actually love meeting a lot of kids at those events too that are just there having a good time. And I wish I was that young when someone introduced me to something like that. You know, because when I was that young and when we were all that young, you know, when we played video games, it was in our houses, it was by ourselves, it was very and it was almost shunned upon, depending on the household you were in, and depending on it was shunned on. You're a gamer, you know, and it's really cool to see and give this next generation like I don't know how to word this, but like an outing and a outlet. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but you know,
the right word.
Yeah, an outlet to say that it's okay. You know, it's very accepting to be a gamer, and when you see hundreds or thousands of other people standing around you, they're loving video games and it's embracing video games. It's really cool to see a kid see that and like get excited that young when not 20-something years old and like us.
So close.
I'm gonna try and make. I do want to go to that event. I have to wait and see because it looks like I'm going to be going to one of the qualifiers, so I have to kind of like get all my funds together.
Ghost
But
Bro,
I really wanna make it out
the
to
OD
that.
boys are going. You should go.
Ghost.
I think a good amount of Florida wants to go to that. To be honest,
just a heads up. Ghost Bro's asking, hoping that she can just stand near me the whole time. Your daughter would be able to follow you literally anywhere you go at an event. If you're playing on stage, she can sit right up next to you on stage.
The venue is really chill too. It's it is an esports arena venue, so it's like it's set up really nice. There's even still gonna be like some computer setup if you want to like have her there like playing some computer games and stuff too.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah. It's very, and there's like a little other half that has like a sofa and like a TV that people can play like for fun on there, like other games. So there'll definitely be some stuff going on. There'll be like artists and stuff too, where there'll be something to do.
Yeah, and that goes for almost every FGC event that's out there. Like I said, look at someone like Guido that always travels with his kids. The daughter's always with them there on stage, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Always, and he's running brackets, running around everywhere. So Ghost Bro, that was a wonderful question, and really glad that we could give you an answer on that. As someone who I believe is near ATL and will be at that event is Ghost Bro. They really want to see Jer's hair apparently, but yeah, Jer, you don't have any hair anymore.
There's no hair to show Chris.
He shaved it all off.
Rest in peace.
Right.
But Slayer did bring up the beta, Amanda. If you want to go ahead and get into it.
Yeah. So the beta was fun. I ended up trying each character the first day and then just sticking with Scarlet. I just felt like she fit me out of all of them the most, or whatever. And I don't know. I liked her, and she's the next best thing right now till I can play Cassie, which I heard is Rushdown and everything. And from the looks of it, it looks like she can be played Rushdown. So definitely gonna be playing her. But Scarlet was really fun. The things that I had complaints about, I'll say those first because there's a lot good over the bad. My biggest thing, and I'm like, obviously, I'm not a top player. I'm not a casual, but I'm like a mid. Like, I understand it pretty much fully, but I'm just like, the skill level's not at the highest tier, right? So for somebody on that level, I felt like the down one mashing gotta go. Like, there needs to be like, if you notice, guys, it's like way different from like the other MK games where there was like more hit stun. And that hit stun's like, yeah,
that shit does not exist in this game.
I actually just got it because, okay, blame me. I put up the last episode today. My bad on that one. All that DM me. I don't care. Call me a bitch.
I think I might have zoned out when you guys talked about this the last time.
I accept it, but we did bring it up last week, and I got DM'd after I put up the last episode, and someone yelled at me for talking about exactly that, which is I also believe and agree with Amanda that sorry, Romanova. Let's actually.
No, it's fine. I don't care.
That down ones do, I believe, personally need more hit stun.
Yeah, definitely.
It felt like there was no reward, right?
Well, there's also no, at least like for Scarlet, right?
Unless
like there wasn't anything that I felt like I could do to challenge it really. Like I just kind of had to like hold that and maybe like try and get away. Like her punish like move would be like what, like 1, 2, 4. Like you'd usually use 1, 2, 4 for a punish, and like her fast. That's like probably one of her fastest things to do. That's not a down one, right? Like Big D, you played her a lot, so like that was the vibe I was getting. And I mean, I literally, you can't do that because it's a high. Like the first hit's a high, so they're gonna if they're mashing down one, you're gonna get hit.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't. This is after trading down ones. Like I felt like that was just really annoying. Where I posted that video, that was just funny because I was gonna kill the guy anyways, but he kept doing it, and I was just like, I'm just gonna take a video of how long this guy keeps down wanting until I can fatal blow him, and I did. But
I think you're right though. I would like to see down ones have a little bit more advantage on hit, just so that ugly kind of play doesn't happen. Are there ways around it? Yeah, but it doesn't look right. When that eventually becomes a meta to just always, or 90% of the time disrespect someone else's like pokes on hit, it doesn't look right from a spectator's point of view. And the whole point of this game is, besides us enjoying it, is the spectators to enjoy it as well.
If I do down one and then press a button and on hit and press a button and die, I'm furious.
Yeah,
like,
and
I'm letting you know that.
Yeah.
That leads me into, because I have a similar gripe with it, is besides pokes, down twos being safe have to go.
I agree.
It's like
it needs
quarter
to go
screen
because
pushback or something.
Half screen pushback.
I block Raucus down two, and I just got pushed up against the wall, and I'm sitting here. I'm like, I don't understand why. Why is that even in an early build to have a down two that's like safe like that? Stuff like that has to be punishable.
He down twos you on block, dude. And he's raiding four range.
Felt like I was at disadvantage.
Yeah, you actually had a
down
disadvantage.
twos were nuts. They are nuts.
It was too much, and that's another thing too. So not only do they crushing blow for a full combo, and if you're Baraka, pretty much death anyway. Like that stuff needs to be punishable. It needs to be, because it just looks like ugly play at the end of the day.
I agree with both of those. Did you have anything else, Amanda? On top of that, in the negative column from the beta?
Oh, Cabal's air projectile. I think that needs toned down a little bit. Like when you're
recovery.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Yeah, I had a little bit of trouble with that too, where it was, and Jade as well, where it was very hard to check her when you blocked it. There was no punishing it. Like even at close distance, I could block an air projectile from Jade or Cabal, and reversal with Baraka's command grab, and they could still jump again. And so I was definitely having struggle with the air projectiles as well. But and I believe it was Sonic and a few others that said that that's really the key to even someone like Cabal and why he felt so strong was those air projectiles just shutting down neutral altogether and being safe. And not only safe, but like I said, it felt like you were at a disadvantage as well when you blocked them.
Yeah. Things I didn't mind were like that I thought were was like when you did get to play footsies against somebody. Like when you did get to play footsies against somebody, it felt good. Like playing neutral in the game feels really good. Nothing felt better like them playing Scarlet and like throwing out like a back three and like doing like the 1-2-4 into tongue and all that as like a string. Like that shit just feels good. It definitely feels like better than any other game before. Well, I thought Injustice 2 had good neutral when it wasn't a zoning battle. So I feel like it's taking something positive from another NRS game where they got better, because like Injustice 2, the improvement in NRS I think was more slower paced, like neutral, like we want, but it just was not as exciting as MK is for us, right?
Right. Well, I think that's one of the reasons. I think that's kind of like how you sum up our only gripes with is that while it took, you know, really good things from pretty much like a bunch of different NRS titles, it still needs the final build needs to have those other issues fixed. Yeah. But the fact that they brought in the good stuff is a really good sign. I just would have imagined for a beta they would have given us a build where stuff like that wasn't an issue.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Maybe just me. I'm always a pessimist, but like I would imagine stuff like that would have been fixed by that build. You know, like little things like that.
I think that build is probably hella old still.
Yeah.
Like, the same build with 2 characters added. Like
that's true.
Like getting new builds of a game like every day, it's just an addition to a build, and the build doesn't necessarily have fixes or anything. So it's just like the same build, and then you just integrate 2 characters, and like that's it. That's probably what it was, at least.
That's true. I don't know. I guess just for a beta, that was.
I agree with you. Like this close to the game, like you'd think it would be like the build that we would be playing on at release, but.
Or at least closer to it. You know, this beta was not. It's not the stress test where it was invite only. Anyone who pre-ordered the game could have a chance to play this. So why would it not be like
you say invite only, build? But like almost everyone got into the stress test.
I got it by illegitimate means. I had to have someone give me a code. I didn't.
There were a lot of codes given out. Yeah, there were a lot of codes given out. But you know, to NetherRealm's credit on this one, a lot of the changes that they seem to have implemented were probably, you know, a lot of the changes were after feedback of the reveal. So, which was pretty crazy. That you know, like the increase of the dash speeds and all that fun stuff is implemented so close to the game being released, which is kind of crazy. But you know, them implementing it into the game and the beta was probably just too much on the plate for the short time span of getting all the feedback from people at the reveal and in the stress test, because it felt like they changed it after the stress test, not even after the reveal. Because I remember it was like Ed Boon tweeting out right after the stress test that, guys, don't worry, we're gonna change dashes, you know.
Yeah.
And so but it seems like they're very open to feedback, which is and open in feedback and open in support to the community. And NetherRealm's been doing some crazier stuff this time around than the 3 games prior, where they're really getting into the community, getting into the competitive community, which is kind of a surprise to all of us. I know we've all had our conversations of like every time we see Mortal Kombat or Ed Boon or Tyler tweet somebody out, we're just like,
yeah, it's surprising.
Whoa, wait a minute! But they're listening. You know, they're out there looking at all of everyone's feedback and taking it and absorbing it, which is phenomenal. So shout outs to NetherRealm Studios.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're killing it.
One thing I wanted to touch on that like not many people had complaints about, but like I played Cabal for the whole beta.
Cabal.
And this isn't it. The thing is, this isn't a character I'm gonna play at launch at all. But I feel like the lack of true mids in the game right now might be a problem in the long run. Only because like I know people complain about getting low profiled or whatever, but if I play against like a Jade or a Scorpion and I'm at max range down 4, right? And I do back 1 and it whiffs and it's a mid. And then I do forward 2 and it whiffs and it's a mid. And then I do forward 4 and it hits and all I get is spin on the hardest read.
But I remember we were talking about that.
Yeah, but
Wait, so you're saying the mids were whiffing?
against
100%. Jade's,
against Scorpion.
Jade and Scorpion. Yeah, I had issues against Scorpions as well. Even Brock's forward 4 whiffed on Scorpions down forward, and I was like...
The interesting thing is, if you play Scorpion in the mirror and you use Scorpion's back one, because of the angle of the back one, it doesn't get low profile because it hits this way and not straight. It's disgusting. It hits the down 4. So like if they made Cabal's back one, like make that get low profile, that man is hitting like all the way like out here, but like forward 2, like the full fist, at least have that hit. Other than that, Cabal is like good. Felt like one of the best characters. Had everything.
Yeah.
Air projectile's good. Hold that shit. I don't know.
I thought Jade was actually really strong too. It's just
day 2 onward, like, Jade.
High skill. Yeah. It took somebody of a high skill level, I think, to like really use her well. But when you had somebody like that, they were strong.
I mean, yeah, I thought the first day she was just a fucking dumpster fire. I thought that character was awful.
Day 1 Jade was sus.
And then I started learning like what her main tools were. And I'm like, wait, this character's actually pretty decent. And then I started playing like against people. I'm like, wait, this character's really good. She's the lamest character in any NetherRealm title, but she gets the job done against at least every matchup in the beta. How is she going to do against the rest of the cast when there's more than 4 other characters? I have no idea. But in the beta, I actually think she was like I'll say top 2. I honestly think she was
her and Cabal. Yeah. But, I mean, Baraka was still really strong, I thought, too. He definitely was a character that had, like, restands and, like, 50-50s that he could use on you.
Baraka's super Unga, but...
I don't know. I felt fine fighting Baraka. I don't know why. Like, I played Gur for, like, a pretty long set, and, like...
I played some games against Gur.
It felt fine. I mean, I guess like he's like a mongoloid character, but it doesn't matter. Like,
he really is.
Yeah, I get it. He wants to hold forward, but that's fine. But if I play a character that does something good too, like,
is it just me or does Scarlet kind of struggle against Baraka? I felt like it was a kind of tough matchup.
It depends on where Baraka is on the screen.
If Baraka gets in on Scarlet, the round is over.
Yeah.
You've lost because all your pokes are too slow.
Gur had me in the corner when I was like playing against him.
Oh yeah, it's over.
And I was like, what?
No, your down 1 was I think it was like 7 or 8 frames. I think it was a 7 frame down 1. I want to say.
I think
your down 3 was 13 frames. So if Baraka gets in on you and he starts doing like 1-1 and a down 3 or down 1, you literally have 0 options against that. You have to read when he's going to stagger and just mash. That's your only option.
The only other option, which is going to segue into me, I'm thinking of something I just wanted to like complain about, is if there's a fucking corner interactable that has 5 trillion frames of invincibility for some reason, that's plus 82 on block.
No, that also goes from goalpost to goalpost. Remember, we talked about that.
Hey, yo. Shout out to whoever decided the sledgehammer was a good idea in the right corner. Dude, me and Ryan played a long set. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm getting out of this corner, baby. I stand up. Oh, look at him clap, dude. And then I found out you have to hold down. So you have to hold what,
dude? Dude, that was the funniest thing ever. Whoever decided to have 2 interactables in the same exact spot.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to Final Fight weapons.
Yeah, don't do that.
Y'all are wild.
All right.
Not okay.
I got one more thing. I'm going to speak on behalf of pretty much every competitive player and say that dive kick and corner escape interactables need to go.
Okay, I don't think they need to go, but it shouldn't be plus on block. I literally baited Jer one time to using that. I flawless blocked it, and I was still at disadvantage.
Wait, you said dive kick?
Yeah.
The fucking
dives off like when you
I thought you meant like no dive kicks.
No, like Jer will tell you, I literally baited flawless block to reversal it, and not only did I get pushed so far back, he was able to jump before I could move, and I'm sitting here like, why is that a thing?
Mother of
why am I making
that was insane.
And he's still at advantage. That's crazy.
We're both just like, huh? Like what?
That needs to go. Corner escape interactables, I don't think are bad. Like to have in the game, they just need to be toned down.
Hmm?
That's my only thing. I don't think they need to be removed.
All right. Well, I know a lot of people say get rid of them. I'm also fine with that. But yeah, punishable at least, because man, I have nightmares about MKX, especially when you could armor them.
Yeah. And you literally can't space them out either. The one that Black Dragon Fight Club was.
Listen,
both of them.
How many times, yo?
Dirty ass air mattress, and then the other one.
Yo, my favorite is whenever we were playing.
Dirty ass air mattress.
You roll interactable. I literally jump back 2 with Cabal, and you're like invincible. My 2 is in your body. You're just like, nah, bro. Peace out. And you're out of the corner. I'm like, what's going on here?
Let's play some nooch, and I just fly across the screen.
As a half-screen active jump to a Cabal, by the way, busted jump normal. So that's another thing that we recognized was that there aren't a lot of jump normals like that are incredibly huge. But I think some are coming.
That was good. It reminded me of Cassie Jump 1 and Sonya Jump 1 from MKX.
Cassie's
not as good.
Yep.
Not as good because it wasn't like in MKX they're all arced. Yeah. So like they hit super early, but this one is literally just straight. So
yeah, you actually had to do it a little bit later than most.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the beta. I thought it was incredible. I think a downside is that they showed off every other character that's in the game, and it felt like all the beta characters were like, I don't know. It felt like they were a lot more basic than all the characters that we've seen on the Combat Cast so far leading up to the game. I don't know if that makes sense. But
they felt like vanilla.
Yeah, vanilla. And we've seen some shit. When they revealed Liu Kang, Kung Lao, and who was it, Jax? I was like, those are 3 MKX characters that we just watched.
Dude, I was just gonna say the same thing. I'm like, it would be the perfect marketing strategy for us competitors. Like, hey, here's a neutral-based game. Check out these characters that all play neutral. And as we're playing like Scarlet and all these characters,
and we're like, this is great.
Off Liu Kang that has a 50-50 off of his teleport, and you die off of 1 hit because it's like 70% with 2 bars. And I'm like,
and we're like, wait a minute,
that's what we're waiting for. This is what we have.
We're out here playing neutral. You got Kung Lao with crazy jump arcs, teleport.
He puts orbital hat on you.
I want that. That's some Virgil shit from Marvel. That is some Virgil shit.
You got Collector that's like gonna just teleport out. He's gonna reflect your projectile and just get out of the corner for free. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
there's some weird shit going on.
We've seen some pretty and they all look amazing, by the way. They all look amazing, but it felt like they were playing a little bit of a different game than what we were playing in the beta.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to wait and see.
What I wanted to get with the beta, we can lead into E-League.
Yeah, the final day of the beta was the E-League Mortal Kombat Showdown.
It was,
and it was interesting. I have my thoughts on it, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts as a spectator and Big D as a competitor.
I'll let you guys go first.
Okay, so you're not gonna like my opinion.
But I don't like you.
No, that's a lie, and I know it.
Oh damn!
But
he got me. He got me on that one shit.
I watched a bit of it. It's not really something that interests somebody like me specifically. I could see for people that are like more casuals that want to watch like all their favorite players play online and stuff. That's like really sick for a competition. But that is my entire friend group playing online ranked matches against people, and it doesn't do anything for me. So. It's a cool event though. Like it's sick for the scene, but like that format or whatever, like I'm indifferent.
Yeah. Okay. I enjoyed like watching some of the games. Trying to think of like I popped in almost everyone's channel for it. I was only annoyed when I was in the E-League channel that like everyone was like freaking out about like Kenny's points. Like you could tell like the bigger streamers that have like more of a following, even if they weren't like the pros, like they their like following was like loud. Like they were in Twitch chat like, yeah, those points aren't right. That he has 85 points, you know, like they're like freaking out as if it's like there needs to be a recount or something. Like, calm down. Calm down. It's not gonna be that much of a difference for these people. And also, like, the one guy who took last place for that, his followers, or he was complaining or something about Rio having a different account
that was a
for
big
the
one.
event.
That was a big one.
Yeah, that was like I mean, I think Rio would have won regardless. Like, it's Rio, but
yeah,
I don't know. That's something we could talk about too. I don't see the harm in it.
It's
everyone was capable of doing the same thing if they wanted
to. You know, I'll speak on that and say that Rio was just a genius, and
no, it's smart,
and it broke no rules. So
that's why we did it.
Yep,
I did the same fucking thing. I was Johnny Buttons. That was my account name going into.
Imagine Big D did it and didn't win. So what's their complaint?
Yeah, but I didn't do it. I didn't do it to Rio's. No, I got fifth.
Okay.
I didn't do it to Rio's extent.
Oh man, where he lost like 50
an account and then lost 65 matches in a row to make his score look terrible. He was smarter than I was with that.
He actually was.
Yep. And barely played any games, but eventually, you know, halfway through the stream, when I'm racking in all these wins and like minimal losses, I started getting declined like crazy. Meanwhile, Rio, because you only do one game per person, it didn't matter. Even if he's winning 50 games, he's still like, you know, like 40 and 80 something or whatever the case was. Is that a bad thing? No, he just did it smarter than the rest of us.
Yeah. So
then who was it? I think it was Jinok, who actually during the event said fuck it and then just made a new account, set up all of his variations again, and then proceeded on with the event.
But
like that's a smart thing to do,
right?
I had over 1,000 matches played on my main account. The day before that event, I was trying to find people to play. 45 minutes, not looking for anyone, just looking for someone to play. I got declined for literally 45 minutes straight. And I'm like, I'm not doing this for the event tomorrow. I'm sorry. It's just, it's aside from us being able to actually get points, we get to showcase the game, which is what the fucking event is for. So everyone who was complaining about Rio using an account, he also wanted to show on his stream gameplay instead of getting declined for an hour. You know, there's more to it than just, oh, you know, he cheated or whatever the case was.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And to everyone asking, you know, what happened was that some guys just made a new account so that so that their win-loss record was reset so that they would get accepted into more matches. Because why people would try to protect their win-loss record in a beta is beyond me, by the way. Every single person watching, if you decline someone just to protect your win-loss record in a beta, look at a mirror and look really fucking hard.
Because you realize none of that shit matters.
And it really does.
Online means nothing. It literally is.
Even when the game comes out,
it's meaningless.
It doesn't matter. Okay?
Meaningless.
If you guys if you guys want respect, if you guys want to make a name for yourselves, your win-loss record is not how you do it. Compete.
No.
All right? And this podcast is going to cover a lot of competitions, a lot of ways to play. And if you guys want respect that way, competitively, you earn it that way, and you don't decline 100 matches, you don't rage quit 100 matches, you don't be fucking Cryptic Goku, whatever the fuck his name was in Injustice 2, rage quit every loss. Don't be a Cryptic Goku.
Buttons.
That's right. Be
Johnny Buttons, dude. Johnny Buttons drowns in pools.
Johnny Buttons
drowns in pools.
Yo, Johnny Buttons drowns in pools, but at least my man is pulling up to the tournament.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's not sitting at home like, my win-loss record is so good.
All right. Who has more respect? Number 78 on the ranked leaderboard, or homeboy that shows up and goes 0-2?
Homeboy.
Homeboy that shows up and goes 0-2 is someone we're gonna respect a whole lot fucking more than Cryptic Goku 76.
Yeah.
Is that his actual name?
No, that's
I
was just making it up.
Close
Eric
to
played
it.
him one time online in Injustice and beat him.
Did he quit?
But back to the E-League event.
Yeah.
It was fun. I enjoyed doing it. At the end of the day, for me being a part of it, I didn't have any issues with it. I was going to play the beta regardless, and I was going to stream it regardless because that's what my Sunday was going to consist of. So for me, I didn't lose anything by doing it. I had fun doing it. I wish I trained with the other characters more. My Cabal was ass, and I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, that's just sus.
Those bonuses were real, and everyone started going for them.
Yeah, and that was the only way you would have been able to do well in that. Like, I had people tell me, dude, why don't you just play Jade every single match? I'm like, I literally would have came in last place if I did that. You know, granted, I don't know if anyone saw it, but I was one win away from finishing my 10th rotation and then beating Dragon. and making 4th place, I got declined for the last 6 minutes straight, and then I didn't get another match, and that was how the event ended for me, and I was livid. But besides getting declined, I didn't see anything wrong with the event. So I thought it was cool. I hope they do more. I hope E-League just in general does more events for the community, especially when the game finally comes out, whether it's an online tournament or an offline LAN event, like whatever it is. Has it really?
We confirmed it when we close out the show that we will be back in May with some more.
Perfect. Good.
Yep.
Because that, I think, from what it seemed like to me, and the what's the word I'm looking for? Just the reviews that everyone else was saying, they enjoyed watching it. Like, it was a fun time for them to watch. So now I want to see what they do when it's just not influencers, just top competitors. I want to see like Tweety and Scar fight first round in like an.
I think I saw you versus. Was it you versus Tweety? Somebody.
I didn't go up against any other competitor.
Dragon?
I wanted to, but I didn't.
No, it wasn't Dragon.
Dragon and Honeybee played twice.
Honeybee
versus Tweety happened.
Yeah, I saw you guys. You were like, "Let's go to this. We can't miss this."
Oh yeah, we overrid a couple times and said, "No, we're watching this."
Yeah, but you have to.
Yeah,
you have to, because that's what people want to see.
Exactly.
Those are big names that are influencers in themselves, but now they're top level competitors going up against each other. Like, I know E-League was thinking, "Oh, what if they go up against each other?" But they're like, "Oh, what are the chances of that?" And then it happened like way more than once, and people loved it. They loved watching it.
Yep.
And I think that was why. I think that's why. One of the reasons why they want to go back and do another event.
Yeah.
To have that happen, except that is the event, is like players like that going up.
I agree, and that's some feedback that even I hope I'm not breaking anything by saying this. But that's some feedback that I definitely have for him as well. Is that it would probably be better to have more of a more E-League styled event where it's more like a Rambat series, kind of like our World of Gods Legends was, where it's just a pool of players that play each other over an extended period of time. That kind of way. But the way they did it was very influencer heavy and got a lot of eyes on the game that normally wouldn't have gotten eyes on if it was just competitors competing, right? It was going to bring in different audiences from different backgrounds, and it covered a very large portion of the world. You know, we had South America, we had EU. It was incredible. It was all over. Mexico, Canada, US, it was all over. That was very well done. We got a lot of good audiences, a lot of internationals. There was international broadcast done for it. I actually don't know if you guys know that, which was really cool.
No, I had no idea.
Yeah, so they had it. Actually, dang, it was one of the NRS guys that was casting it in Spanish. Dang, I can't remember. I can't believe I'm forgetting. Sorry, I'm so sorry if I get blown up.
That's cool though.
But yeah, I thought it was cool that the reach that it brought for us. And
I think they did as good of a job as they could have for it being a beta that didn't have an invite system. I think that was the best way they could have done it. I think they picked the right people for it. You know, they got Unruly, True Talent. They got some people in the scene, other people that would have brought in more, you know, traction to the game outside of the scene. I think it was just a good balance.
Yeah,
that's really it. There's nothing else really I can say about it.
It was also really good for you guys, the streamers, getting you guys some attention and a little bit of spotlight. I will speak on behalf of from the production side of things, being involved, that it felt uncomfortable for me as a viewer, because I always like to put myself in the viewer's shoes. That's what I like to do as a caster, and I felt like it was a little bit uncomfortable going from action with casters to the streamer mid-match or looking for a match. And the streamer's not even talking. Nothing whatsoever. First off, everyone that was involved, Big D did a pretty good job of talking. So did Rio and a few others. But there were times where we would like go to Dragon or go to Honeybee, and it's just nothing going on the mic, and you know, no energy. And it felt like it was such a huge like. There was a lack of flow throughout the entire show. I felt like a little bit, and. You know, when some people were having audio issues and me and David were allowed to actually cast the actual matches, if it felt like that was a little bit better off, was us being able to, you know, again, keep that action going, even when there's not sound coming from the game or sound coming from a streamer. You still had me and also David going off, because it was weird as a caster to not cast. It was more of, you know, guiding the show along from streamer to streamer, which was really different. And so I hope people like that, but I'm going to give my feedback on that event as well. And that was one thing I felt could have been a little bit better, but I thought it was unique in that they tried that and it was cool because it was different.
At the end of the day, it was a learning experience for a lot of us. Streamers,
them too.
Production, and the like. It was something new that just, to my knowledge, hasn't been done before, especially with a beta. So
yeah.
I think they were trying, like, there was a lot of stuff they tried that they weren't sure about, but it was more of an experiment for
also,
maybe
it's not
a
easy.
Later event.
It's
definitely
it's not easy to pull in 11 feeds and to snipe from player to player. That's not easy to do, right. And it requires a really big team. And so, shouts to E-League for even attempting it, and it was a lot of fun. That's all I'll say about it.
While giving every streamer the same exposure, you know,
yep.
But it's not easy to kind of balance everything out. But I watched some of the archive, and it seemed fine to me. Like, I don't really have anything else to say.
Likewise.
On the next subject.
Yeah.
The next one's really quick. We could just say because I don't think any of us went.
Yeah, no.
I love going to PAX East. And it's cool that they were there. So if you were at PAX East, you might have seen NetherRealm had a booth. They were allowing people to play the game on Switch.
Hey.
I didn't hear too much about it other than that it didn't look bad. Like I saw like somebody zoom in on like a screenshot of it. So like I mean that's kind of.
I heard it runs amazing on the Switch.
Yeah.
But that's just what I've heard through the grade from. I think wasn't Derek at PAX for that event?
I think so.
I don't remember. Yeah. But yeah, none of us were there. But if you guys were, I'd love to hear some feedback on it on the Switch because I think a lot of the pro players' ears perked up when we heard it was on the Switch because you can practice
easy
on
to
the
travel
go.
with.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's simple practice on the go, you know, even if it's just to dust up on frame data, dust up on punish situations, reversal situations, you know, as you're on your flight to a major. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's huge, to be honest. Even practicing like fuzzy blocking something, like that's
Could you imagine a 5-hour flight where you know you're like who you have to play in top 16 and you're just fuzzy blocking everything for like 6 hours straight on the flight?
It's godlike, actually.
I'm definitely doing that on the way to every tournament I fly to.
That's actually
I
kind of
don't
nuts.
have a Switch, so I'm not doing that. But if I did, it would be a no-brainer to buy the game. But there's too many options and too many situations where you would actually use it as a traveling competitor. So, but no, I didn't really look at the PAX East stuff. I heard it's 60 frames per second. That's what Ed Boon said in an interview that I watched. It is MK11. It's not a different version. It looks exactly the same. It runs the same. All the same features. Like that's it. Like that's just the game. It's just a different port. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, and then the next thing we could probably skip over for now so we can get through the characters first, and if we have time.
Oh,
yeah. Probably go to that.
Yeah, we actually got a lot to get through, son of a bitch.
Yeah, there's a lot of characters that.
So let's go on the Cetrion then.
Cetrion!
That is like.
That was like a whoa.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a whoa. That's for sure.
It was amazing.
I love her. Cool.
Yeah, I feel like
it's
a big character.
She's my style, I think. But I'm not claiming any main until I see the rest of the cast. And then day one, when I go to look at all the frame data, I'm not claiming any main, but she's a top priority to learning. She's like the first, from what it looks like, she's the first true, not keep away, but like real space control character. Like everyone else like plays
she's
neutral, a little bit of projectiles.
Heavy.
Yeah, like a little bit more of a zoner, but not just projectiles. Like you have to think because a lot of startup, there's a lot of recovery, which I like. I'm cool with that.
Felt like, and feel free to correct me, but there was a little bit of what I saw, a little bit of Martian, where you have to kind of control it and be smart with your zoning. Placement of like back in the day orbs and different what the fuck were the cones from the sky, but placing your projectiles well, and she had some crazy newer looking ones where she went up to the sky and had a downward projectile, was able to throw straight boulder, ground boulder, and mix things up, had the same startup animation, and so that's going to be mix up city of dealing with her zoning. And she did okay damage, which is good. It's not like Scarlet where you mess up and you're going to eat Half-Life into a siphon.
Right.
So that looked really strong. She had Aquaman trait, but took up a slot.
Two slots.
Two slots? Oh, that's actually really big. And I'm not too sure if that's even going to be competitive. We can actually talk about that. We didn't even put that on the slate.
That's true. We can talk about that.
Yeah, remind us to talk about the tournament variations.
Yeah.
I thought that she is gorgeous. I love that. I love that we have an elder god.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did a good job with her. That whole argument of does she look like an Injustice character? I saw it all over Twitter, and I thought it was retarded. I know that's
likewise
bad taste to say that, but like literally,
people want to compare everything to Injustice anymore,
and that it's so annoying because like these guys work so hard on these characters, and then for the first thing for you to say is, "Oh, she looks like she belongs in Injustice," and I'm like sitting here and I'm like, how is that the first thing that goes to your head when you look at that gameplay? Like, you're looking at this character that's literally like a splice of every single element, and she's throwing boulders, and she has stuff coming from the ground, and she has all these cool animations and sound effects, and you think, oh, it's an Injustice character. I'm like, it blows my mind. I thought she was really cool.
If your first if your first instinct is to complain, just let it go.
Yeah.
I mean, I could speak from the perspective of somebody that does think that way, but it's not complaining about it because I don't care. Like, I feel like she looks like an Injustice character in the sense that she doesn't feel very MK-ish, and I'll explain what I mean by this. Like when you look at somebody like Collector, he looks like a Mortal Kombat character. It's the best way I could describe it.
What are you talking about? He was more of an Injustice character than Cetrion was. That was
no.
Scarecrow 2.0. I'm just kidding.
No, I get that, but the biggest factor for me was the first fatality they showed for her. Like, I know older MK games, they had like Jax get big and like squash you or stuff like that. But it was like she gets so big and then just beams you from space. It felt like Injustice-y, like, because it didn't feel like a Mortal Kombat fatality.
Yeah, it looked like a super move, but does that automatically
no, it doesn't.
Character like Injustice though?
But
that's my argument for people that do say that.
Yeah, I get that for sure.
It's crazy to me, and in my defense, because I think she fits fine, is that she's not supposed to be in that realm of Mortal Kombat fighters.
Yeah,
she's way above that. And that's what I like with her attitude, like with the intros with Jade and whatever. She has that attitude, like she doesn't want to kill you, but she has to. Like that's her job, and you fucked up, so she has to kill you. It's not personal, but that's what needs to happen. I'm cool with that. The fatality just automatically labor as an Injustice character. I don't know. I didn't like it.
It doesn't. I don't think she's literally an Injustice character. It just took me out of the setting a little bit.
It's new.
Like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
like
I'll agree
it's a new thing.
It's new.
I'm not opposed to it. I don't hate it or anything. Like, I think it's so cool. Her other fatality, I don't remember what it is off the top of my head.
But so sick.
And it was sick as hell.
Freddy Claw.
Yeah, that one was sick. Yeah. So, like, I don't know. It's different. That's it. But people shouldn't complain about different. Like,
it's different because the other Elder Gods and stuff in the game, like Shinnok or Raiden or whatever the case is, they all have, like, these evil, like, intentions at times, and they're super brutal. But Cetrion is just kind of like, she's just there to
Mother Nature.
Fix what went wrong. Like, that was all it is. You got to die for it, you're going to die for it. That's it.
Yep. I saw a bunch of complaints
about... One of the best
about...
lines was her saying, "This is mercy," and she, like, hits him with a rock.
Fucking hits you with a boulder.
Along the same thing that Jer was saying, I saw a lot of complaints of, like, oh, there's too many special powers for being Mortal Kombat, and Big D nailed it. She's an Elder God.
Yeah.
Get over it. She's
powerful. Shinnok's an Elder God, right?
Yep. That's true.
Yeah, and he's like the only other one that we've had like playable, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
really.
It is. Like, I think the only reason why people thought he fit more than her is just because he was creepier.
Yeah, and he's evil. Like, that's just it.
Yeah.
Like,
I think they did a good job. I'm really excited to see how she fits in with the rest of the cast competitively. From me being a competitor, she's going to be strong, but there's very obvious, issues with her, which is good because you need to have balance with every single character. Like, she has great keep away, she's got good advancing normals, her damage is pretty decent, but you could tell right off the bat she's going to struggle against anyone with a fast teleport, which is fine. You need to all that slow startup on all those projectiles. Scorpion, get the life lead and buffer, waiting for her to do anything, which is fine. I hope that is the same with the rest of the cast, where you could see obvious holes and you can learn to play off that, whether the variations give something to, compensate for that or whatever. But she looks really good.
Yeah, I was looking forward to seeing what they were going to do for an actual zoning character. Not many people know that I played Predator for like a really good while. No. Oh,
up next.
But like I was waiting for an actual zoner, because like zoning is fun. Also, like I enjoy making people not play the game. So like if I could stay at full screen and you don't get to play the game, Chain MK9, it's very fun. So
fun.
I might mess with her. She's cool.
Yeah, demo Sony where you don't get to play the game at all.
And I would like to bring up a point with somebody was saying like, why is looking like an Injustice character a bad thing? It isn't. Here's the thing. The community right now doesn't know how to separate the games from each other when they are two different games. Like, I think that's the annoyance. I think it's that, like, Injustice
even the two Mortal Kombat games separated from X.
Yeah, it is. MK11 is its own thing.
Yeah.
It takes some good qualities from the past games, and that's like devs learning from past mistakes, getting better. But it's not like so many people are being annoying and saying it's Injustice 3. No, Injustice 3, if that ever comes out, will be Injustice 3. This is MK11. Get over it. That's it. Anyways.
That's pretty cutting, bro.
No, I mean that was a great rant.
Hey, God damn.
You got it.
No, the Collector.
Yeah. Up next on the list, the Collector. All right, first thoughts around the table. Jur, start.
Sick as fuck, dude. I liked it. Like when I saw the little hobgoblin-looking motherfucker, I was hyped. Yo, my man. Like the best part, okay, everything about him looks sick. I love the fact that everything he does is goofy as hell. Like the one string where he lays on the ground and like stabs. I'm all about it. But yo, when I saw his little goblin grabbing gold coins at the end of like that outro, dude, I was losing it. Dude, that's so goddamn funny. I'm all in. The character's sick.
Yeah, I agree. He is very different than what I originally thought the Collector was going to be, because that was a leak/rumored name that was going around for a while, and hearing that name, the Collector, I don't know why, but my first thought was not this like gremlin that like steals shit and is like all like looking for treasure and shit like that. Not even just that, body parts as well. Yep. That fatality, everyone's like, oh, it looks too much like Melina. I'm calling bullshit, because while y'all are like, oh, it's just him picking someone apart, like he's looking for shit of value and he's not finding it until he rips off your head.
He's putting your organs into his bag.
He takes like Baraka's heart out and just like,
I got this now. It's part of the collection.
I thought that was super fucking cool. Like, I loved it. I loved everything about his aesthetic. Is he my style of character? I don't think so. I love the attitude. I love the how the character looks and like sounds and all that. But he's probably not my play style. I do want to try him out though. The whole thing with the extra arms was cool.
Ermac-esque. To be fair, there was some stuff that reminded me of Ermac when I watched
Scarecrow.
it.
Scarecrow immediately.
My first thought was that's a white boy character if I've ever seen one.
Dude, that is all of us said, yeah. 6-frame down one, that's -2 on block. That is, if the character in MK11 had that, it's Collector.
So
White Boy saw that trailer and his eye just started twitching. He's like, wait a minute, like I finally found the character.
To touch on what Big D was saying about what we thought the Collector was going to be, we saw the leaked photos of this, and then we saw the trailer with the multiple arms. We're like, okay, this dude's clearly collecting body parts, and he might be some ascended being. I thought before even seeing him for the first time, I thought he was going to be some kind of like Ermac, like a post Ermac where he just collects souls, but he was like this different being. I was way off on that, by the way.
I thought the same exact thing. I thought maybe like the Collector is like the past tense version of Ermac, where he's like a little bit different, but the same idea. Like that's what I thought he was going to be. And then up comes this fucking,
goblin.
And I'm like, wait, what is this? And it looked weird at first. I'm like, wait, this is actually really cool.
I was wondering, so I knew about him, and I was wondering how he would look, like final thing, right? Because we were in like meetings for like intros for him. And like originally, I thought how it was gonna be is I thought these hands up here were gonna be the ones holding the bag, and like I thought he would have like Goro, like the other 4 arms here.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different because the mid ones are grabbing.
Mm-hmm. Well, he has these like little baby arms in the back,
Yeah.
like little baby arms that are holding the bag.
Best design
you almost
I've
can't
ever
see
seen.
It almost looks like 4, right?
Yeah.
It only at first it only looks like 4 until you see that view of the back. And yeah, I mean, he works for Shao Kahn. He's basically the tax man.
That was so cool lore wise.
He collect, dude. He collect.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing what his situation is in the story. I think they did a great job. That's the first time. Now, granted, this is the 3rd new character for MK11. First it was Gary, then it was Cetrion, and now it's Collector. I hated Gary. Cetrion was really cool, and Collector was arguably just as cool as Cetrion, just in a different way.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, NetherRealm is they're 2 out of 3 for me, with brand new characters looking awesome. So I'm excited to see what else is left with this game, and I think they're gonna continue to do a really good job with new characters.
I was blown away. Like again, they're adding characters to a story that's already happened, and they're doing it in such a cool way. You know, they brought back Shao Kahn and his posse, and we're seeing Shao Kahn with a posse that we got Aaron Black, the Collector. Where have they been for the past 20 some odd years, you know? And it's so cool that they're introducing them as, you know, you didn't see him because he was off collecting from all the villages in Outworld. And Aaron Black, I really want to see what Aaron Black was like while he was working for Shao Kahn. Like, what the fuck? That's so cool because this is according to the story trailer, it's a young Aaron Black that works for Shao Kahn. That's why he's got the Shao Kahn coins on the fatality and comes through the portal, and how Steve confirmed that Kotal Khan's been around this entire time too.
Yes,
and that Shao Kahn was kind of afraid of him and locked him away, and that explains why Kotal came out swinging an axe, baby.
Yeah.
with that chest out, like yo.
Oh my god, dude.
Yo, Shao Kahn's gone. I'm in charge. I'm in charge.
Tone it down.
I ain't calming down. What the fuck?
This baby right there.
That's my baby. That's Bae.
Yeah.
But again,
I love too that he just throws shit. He just grabs shit and throws it like out of his bag.
He has such a cool, like, I love when you see characters' personalities and Collector shined. You know, he was this again. It reminded me of Gollum, where he's just this little devious bastard, and he's always after something. It was so cool, and you know the expressions on the face and the animations, which you were talking about with all of his arms and all the gadgets he has.
That's what I didn't talk about. His fatal blow, where he's behind you and he like slits your throat. When he has that evil smile. That gave me chills. I love that. That was my favorite part about that entire fatal blow.
I had to make the meme where it's like, he's so ugly, I love him. Like,
no, he's beautiful on the inside.
So ugly, but I love him.
They did such a good job with that. The facial animation of that, like, actually made my skin crawl a little bit. It was perfect.
What's up, bio?
Evil that, like, it just fit him perfectly.
It's like sinister, kind of like.
Yeah. Like, doesn't give a shit. He's out there for his own benefit, and he's just having fun doing it.
Well, bro, look at that fatal blow to begin with. Kind of shanking you with 6 knives. Just jams one in your head and then slits your throat, like, smiling.
Get knifed, my dude.
Dude, he freaking Arya Starked him at the end. Just
yeah, basically.
Brutal.
So, how did you guys feel when 16-bit said, if you like the way Noob Saibot played in MK9, here's Noob Saibot?
I wanted to jump off a bridge.
I loved it. Because I played a lot of Noob in MK9, and I was really kind of hoping they would stay true to that, and they definitely did, looking at that gameplay. I don't really have like a whole lot to say about Noob, other than that I'm super excited, because a lot of his normals look the same. He has a lot of the same returning specials. His amplified teleport is now a combo extension or starter, which is sick, because that's going to make all of his combos look mad fucking cool. But I absolutely hate that round win pose. I hate it.
What
is it?
The Titanic?
Or he's like,
where he holds up his. I absolutely. That's my least favorite thing about MK11 so far, above interactables and everything, is that they've gone the opposite route now. Like before, Noob Saibot was ass, but he had the best round win animation in the game free. Now he's probably going to be really good, but one of those round animations is literally the worst thing I've ever seen.
You can change it though. So
you can't change. No, that's why I like it. It's cool.
Yeah.
But I hate that one. I cannot stand that.
Big D tweeted it out and had the Titanic theme playing in the background.
It's the first thing
when I started that video, I thought you were gonna go to the Lion King, and
someone already did that.
Yeah, I guessed wrong on the 50-50, but yeah, that's where I went with it. Was just.
No, it fitted perfectly though, which is why it's so bad. Is the fact that it actually kind of. Nah, that was. But besides that, the fatal blow is sick. The fatalities were sick. I like how they kept some of the normals the same. I'm curious if the Shadow has a disjointed hitbox. That's a huge concern of mine, because if it doesn't, he's going to be really good, like very good. If it does, then that's fine. His damage didn't seem too crazy. Kind of like a little bit reminiscent of MK9.
Yeah. I think his
better damage, but still not like super hard hitting.
Yeah. I think it all depends on the variation that you go with. I think his sickle variant's going to be where it's at as far as combo heavy. You know, I think two of the specials launch in that variation. I think that they, from the first time we saw him to the second time we saw him, teleport enhanced or amplified no longer launches.
Right.
So they're really making some adjustments in the back end. But what they showed on the combat cast, he had 3 or 4 launchers in that sickle variant. You know, naturally in strings and with the launchers, and had the cool sickle teleport. That's one of the coolest animations ever. And one of the funniest things I've ever seen on the combat cast was 16-bit throw his sickle and say, "No matter where I throw this, I land behind the opponent," and then he landed in front of the opponent. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
By the way.
One of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. But I think he's going to be a little bit different than people first came out of the gate and said. You know, pure zoner. When I saw all of these amplified, launchers, and I'm like, I think he's going to be kind of more of a hybrid than we think.
Yeah.
He didn't feel like
I think he had one of the best throws that we've seen so far. The animation for it.
Yeah.
I think so too.
He just has sick animations all around.
I have a feeling. Okay, so I don't know if y'all feel the same way.
Oh, wait a minute.
I actually think he's going to be rushed down. I think his frame data is going to.
They said he's going to be a zoner, so.
Yeah, well, they've also called half the cast fucking
mid-range footsie characters.
Yeah, I'm not listening to that shit anymore. But he looks like with those range on the strings.
Oh yeah.
If the frame data is decent, he's going to be really good at staggers and then whiff punish, like baiting out your whiff punish. That's how he looks, and he's going to maul you up close with all these different combo extensions, and you're going to die. That's how
all while controlling the pace of the match with those shadows. So, like, they're always going to be a threat, and that's what's going to allow him to open you up. So that's what's kind of... I agree. I think he's going to be a lot more rushed down than people at first anticipate. People that are in our chat that were all for Noob even changed their Twitter picture to Noob and were like, oh, never mind after the cast.
The classic.
Magician.
Classic.
I would also like to point out, somebody in chat was saying that why is NRS rushing? They've been working on this game for like 3 years. Normally they only do 2 years. So...
they've spent more time putting together
this game
than they have previous titles. So
they also we got our confirmation from one of not a confirmation, but one of the directors said that they're anticipating a much longer. He said much longer lifespan than 2 years.
Good.
So.
Good.
Well, they said too.
Part of that's the community, though, too. We as a community are like so privileged. Honestly, like with our games compared to other fighting games, and I think like we need to ride this one out with them.
Yep.
I don't think we're gonna have a choice. I think we're just gonna have to learn. For those that have an issue just sticking with one game, or just enjoying playing one game, you're gonna have to learn real quick. And I think this game's in it for the long haul.
I mean, we'll really find out if people enjoy what they actually asked for, since they wanted MKX. Or just
this is literally. Everyone who hated MKX now has this game, which is everything they've ever asked for. If they have issues with this game after 2 years,
they gotta hold that shit.
That's literally putting themselves on blast at that point.
Yeah.
It is, because this is literally everything we've been asking for. Granted, if the game plays the way it did in the beta with all the extra characters. It's no idea. If it is, y'all can't say anything because this is exactly what we asked for. Yeah. And I would love if that's like the troll of NetherRealm is like they're doing this to see if like we can actually appreciate having what we asked for.
If it's a broken record of complaints and all that, then it's not the game, it's the community. Yeah. Right?
I mean,
yeah.
So just be ready. Because if we get this game for the long haul and people start complaining or whatever, depending on what the complaint is for, that's not going to look good, like at all.
If we keep getting a different game, and this is the fifth, this is our fifth competitive game now, majorly. Yeah. That
MK9 Injustice.
MKX, yeah. So if we're complaining about the same stuff, I think it's us. At this point, right? Yeah. For the most part. We have one more character from that combat cast, which was Aaron Black.
Yo, my man looks fire, yo. When I heard the words, the mysterious, mystical words, drop character, I was very happy to hear that. Because, yo, man, making people play around my shit is how I like to play this game, dude.
He looked really cool. And that's another example of a character that, again, like Noob Saibot, they're staying true to what he was in his last variation, just with a few extra twists to him. Like Aaron Black, we saw a lot of the same moves, like that fucking drop kick, which is now a crushing blow, which is dope as hell. I love it.
I'll talk about that.
The same strings. That like little kick into like the shot that goes full screen. That's a returning string. But then he has a lot of extra stuff. That fucking gun move was gorgeous. I don't remember exactly what it was called. The one where he like shoots the rifle from full screen, but he's like walking forward.
Yeah, the reload.
Yeah. Oh my god,
that shit is godlike.
That shit is godlike. Yeah. They did a really good job with them.
All I could think of, sorry to interject, but when I heard that you have to reload, all I thought was like, can I negative edge reload after doing
I knew it.
That was my first thought. I'm like, all right, I'm testing that, dude.
Oh my god.
I picture you like saying, oh, that move is kind of cool, and then you thought about it, and you were like, wait, and you just kind of like sat up in your chair, and you're like, wait a minute, let me pay attention.
The very first thing I noticed about Aaron Black was what I wanted to hear first off was his voice. I don't know why, but I loved his voice in MKX. He just had that nice.
I liked it.
Is it weird to say? I thought he was just a really cool guy. Like he was just so cool. He was just bounty. Yeah. He was just bounty hunter. Didn't give a fuck. He was just a gunslinger.
He'd be a fun person to get whiskey with.
Yeah,
like I was gonna say, is Aaron Black someone you would go to like a bar with and go?
Yeah, you'd go get some fish tacos.
Yeah,
beer.
I thought he was so cool. And then I but in MKX, and I forgot who I had this conversation with. It may have been you guys. I've had a few drinks since then.
I never saw you pouring a drink.
And we didn't get a whole lot of personality from him, but I think that's his personality. He's like, that he wears that mask. He's hiding his face. He just wants to be that that staring assassin's role. I don't even know what the fuck to call it. Where he's a bounty hunter, and that's his personality is. That he lets his gun players fighting do the talking, I guess. Mm-hmm. But he had a little bit of extra arrogance, I thought.
That's good shit. Personality, dude.
Oh yeah, I saw that smug ass fucking walk on the back walk where he throws you and he's like walking, he's like with his chest pumped out and the shoulders flat.
Bro, I love the fucking gun where he's like walking with it.
Oh yeah. So again, he's got that smug arrogantness, and that's kind of what I get from Aaron Black is he's very arrogant and skilled, and I've loved what I've seen so far. I love that his amplified slide goes into a damage over time. Imagine that's the ultimate get out of the corner move. You're out of the corner and your opponent's taking dot damage on the ground in the corner. I bet Sonic somewhere in the world got full chub right there. I'm just letting you know that. I never asked him, but I'm pretty sure Sonic got a full chubsy in that.
His pants definitely got pretty tight with that one.
My God,
but they kept Aaron Black's personality true and still added in new things that actually made it stand out more. Like it's kind of hard for me to explain it, but like they really portrayed the character that they started with MKX better than when they actually introduced him.
So on
he's way better.
On the fourth row, the dynamite. Let's just get it out of the way. The coolest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, the dynamite is
definitely brutality.
Like no words said, nothing done. Just the fact that the explosion knocks Aaron Black's hat away, and the way that he just casually grabs it, puts it on, and flicks it on his finger. Again, that's that like cool and collected, baby. Let's go. Like, and that's all he needs to be. That is so cool to me. He's
heard it here first. Aquaman wants to be Aaron Black.
Dude, I love the character. I really.
I didn't think he was making it. I didn't think he was making it back in the game because that initial like roster that we had, like when we were still there, he wasn't originally on there. I mean, granted, it was still like pre-production, but
who did
I was
like.
Right, like he was like, hey Paulo, check your bank account.
All right, so someone in chat saying I secretly talk like Aaron Black in the shower. All right, my old scene, we used to quote Aaron Black every day, like in our daily lives, to the point that if anything was like good or positive, like we would be out to eat and I would order some Chipotle wings. Like my buddy'd be like, those Chipotle wings are a warm gun. Like so like anything good, anything was a good. Happiness is a warm gun.
That was a really cool line for the record.
He's got really cool lines. I loved it.
I don't know. I've never been a fan of Aaron Black. I just think he looks really cool in this. Not my style of character, never will be, but he's sick. Like there's no denying that character is sick. It's not like where I wasn't interested in Garrus at all. Actually, still fucking hate that character. But you know, they did a good job with his design. I hate that character so much. I hate everything about
laugh at Big B time.
I liked Garrus in the old school versus new school trailer where he gets up in the fight against Kung Lao and Liu Kang. He's like, "Gotcha, bitch!"
Yeah, they did a good job. I just hate the character.
Oh, the voice acting too. Garrus' voice, out of this world.
Yeah. Garrus and Sub-Zero have the top 2 voices so far for me. I think Scarlet is a honorable mention.
Ryan, don't jinx it. You might end up making him top tier by saying that. Paulo could be in the chat right now. Here's that you hate Garrus.
I hate
shit out of Garrus.
I mean, Garrus is broken. He has a frog splash in an MK game. That's a
yeah, that's true. That's
the only thing cool about Garrus to me, besides his voice, is that move where you could reduce time on the clock for obvious reasons. Jer knows. There's only one reason I like that move. It's because I bet on the round timer.
Yep.
And that is going to be so sick for me to do. Other than that, I could care less about
it. If I lose a bet at a tournament to you because of the timers,
oh my god,
pissed at whoever we're watching.
You know, you just made me think of it. I think it might have been Collector. Somebody that we've seen a trailer for not too long ago has a belly splash that was literally Bane's. The same animation as Bane's.
Why do I remember that too? I don't know what character that is, though.
I can't think. It's either Collector or like Jax or like.
I think it was Jax.
Jackie has the Ares elbow. I remember that, which is close.
She doesn't have the belly splash.
Was it? I don't think it was Jax.
Oh, Kano.
Was it Kano?
It might have been Kano.
Is it Kano?
That sounds.
I only
chat,
remember
if you know who has the the Bane,
the body splash.
Bane, the body splash, like the one he does. Okay, somebody said it's Kano. All right.
I'm pretty sure it's Kano.
I'll have to go back and watch the tape because I thought Garrus had the only one.
Now everyone's saying it's Garrus.
I remember Garrus.
Gary. Can we move on to Gary, please?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah,
all
right. So, and then today we were surprised.
Katana.
Ooh.
With Katana.
Katana looking all okay. So I love the new design. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Very
looks great.
Very slick, clean. And I'm absolutely petrified to see gameplay because her fans would like. If her fans launch, I'm like.
Yeah, please don't become.
I hope not. I really hope
they
not.
launch, dude. You're just like.
I was super peaked on that one.
Now, that being said, I think they've launched in every single game she's ever been in. But
they have.
But it would be so crazy in this kind of game. So
I wouldn't be surprised if like one like restands, like an amplified, like an amplified.
I would be surprised and put a hole in my drywall.
do not. I don't want to live in a world where I'm getting restarted by Katana.
Once again, every Katana player is not going to play.
Wait, why is Toxin saying, "Oh shit, here we go again"? Did you guys already complain about this today earlier?
No, he's memeing.
No,
oh, okay.
Just memeing.
I thought maybe he was on a call with you guys earlier, and you guys were
like
crying.
They always are. And then they're going to ask for buffs, and the character's going to get overbuffed, and then they're going to be like, oh, well, sorry, we didn't ask for all of these buffs. And then she's going to be annoying as fuck to deal with.
Will we see her possibly on a combat cast soon? Because she's one character we have not seen any gameplay for, but that trailer 100% means that she is in.
Oh, so they did say we're getting D'Vorah this week.
We are getting D'Vorah.
They did say and if they've been doing 3 characters, there's a good chance we could get her.
I think it's going to be Katana, D'Vorah, and Shao Kahn.
I hope it's Shao Kahn.
I don't think it'll be Shao Kahn.
You don't think so?
It'll be unnamed, hooded.
Wait, did we get
Legend?
It would be cool to have it with Katana.
In my head right now, but did we get Liu Kang?
Yeah, we already did.
They did Liu Kang, Kung Lao.
They did Kung Lao and Jax.
Liu Kang, Kung Lao, and Jax.
Yeah. So yeah, then it could be Katana, D'Vorah, and Shao Kahn. That'd be sick.
Or a character that has not been announced
yet. Alleged.
Because there's still a slot, and there's an alleged name out there that's being said like 20 times in the chat, but we're not going to sit here and over speculate.
Yeah.
But
there's no robots in the game either, though.
Yeah, so there's a huge belief it is Frost.
It's Cyrax.
I will say the name. It's a huge belief that it is Frost.
Please.
And I do want to see Shao Kahn gameplay finally, though.
I do too, 100%.
So do I.
Me too.
But I want to see what he does with that hammer, dude.
Man, they are dangling that last character out like a treat for you guys.
Exactly, Toxin Franks, dude, Franks.
I actually hope that it's Cyber Melina and everybody can hold that shit.
All right.
Oh
so,
my god!
I was gonna mention, like we have all these complaints about Katana and her fans, a lot of fun stuff, and I'm like, and what I was gonna say was, at least it's not Melina. I will gladly take Katana.
At least it's not ball. At least it's not ball roll.
Ball roll's good in one game finally, and everybody complains. Dude, that shit was
God.
ass cheeks and
Back 1, 2.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Anyways,
fine, you say, all right, dude.
Oh, also that trailer was godlike, and that's our trailer for television, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
if you guys haven't
I
seen
linked it in the chat.
Okay, it was linked in the chat. Go watch that. That is our TV ad, and fuck, it was cool. Live action, I believe. No CGI.
They actually made Katana Asian.
They did.
I'm pretty sure from the beginning she was supposed to be Asian, but she gradually looked less Asian as time went on. Kind of did it now.
She looks cool.
She looks good.
No, she looks amazing. So people who are like, okay, first of all, there's people who are like, is she gonna have a good face? Literally every fucking woman in this game has a good face right now. Even the fucking tree lady has a good face.
So
tree lady.
Yeah, Cetrion. Cetrion, dude.
Okay.
Mother Nature. We're just gonna call her Tree Lady because Big D wants to play her because she's like Poison Ivy. So.
I mean, definitely has a better version.
Was I say that I believe that ad was live action because
it was.
That was the actress that they modeled Katana. Like, so I remember having a conversation with someone at NetherRealm where they were like, or it may have been a combat cast where every character is modeled after an actual human being that's real. Right. Which is why everything looks so real. Is that
Which is why Shang looks exactly like Carrie the God.
Yeah,
they're not modeled. It's the face that is
the face.
The face capture.
But that's what I'm saying. Is that
they scan them
godlike, and it looks exactly the same.
So
they literally just scan.
So that's what Katana's gonna look like in the face, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, she looks great in the game," and I believe that trailer's live action. From I saw a couple of the producers tweeting out that it's live action, no CGI, which it looked like. It may have been CGI. I couldn't tell the difference anymore because we're in 2019. So shout out to them.
It's really hard to
tell. And then somebody going like, who looks like D'Vorah? Probably nobody specifically looks just like D'Vorah, but there's definitely some person for like obviously she's gonna be in the story. So the way that this stuff looks, because I would see like I've seen like the videos of when they capture this, because they also are the people who are the faces for this. They additionally do acting where they are hooked up with dots. Like you'll see, like if you ever look up like the face scan stuff and technology, they have these like dots on their face. They have this helmet on and a camera, so it is capturing. Like they'll read a line or whatever, and even if they're not the voice of that character, it's still capturing them their emotions and their way, like their reactions and their movement. So there is somebody who is doing that work acting for Collector, for Devora, whether obviously those kind of creature-like, they're going to be altered the way that they look with the 3D model and the mesh over it, but there's still a person behind that is doing the acting. So
it's incredible how far it's come. You know, the technology. The game looks like a AAA release, and I think that's what it is now. I mean, fuck. When I first saw the story mode trailer, I was like, why am I watching a story mode trailer for something that looks like it's about to be a PlayStation exclusive and win Game of the Year? Why the fuck is this happening right now? This is Mortal Kombat.
Facts.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I actually can't.
Sub-Zero's Chinese. I just Chinese Ninja Warrior.
This is the first story mode where I actually cannot wait to get home and play story mode before doing anything else.
Yeah, me too.
It's actually insane how much I want to play story mode.
I'm not gonna lie. I think one of the first things I'm gonna do, besides story mode, is cool, but like I'm gonna put a heavy emphasis on the crypt because I really want to unlock shit. That's like my favorite part.
How much of a blow is it that it's not rain and it's just like the Traveler?
It's annoying.
I don't know. It's okay.
My man's.
I miss rain, but DLC is always a thing. So
Ed,
you never know.
Ed.
You're talking to the guy that's never going to see Nightwolf again. So
Ed would be the person. Yeah. Ed is the person who's the big Rain fan at the studio.
Yeah, and he doesn't have it in the
Not
game,
a lot of people talk about Rain. I'm not gonna lie, but Ed's the Rain mark.
Yeah. I'm never going to see Nightwolf, so
yeah,
that's all that matters.
Yeah, you are. There's actually low-key a really big. Well, not really.
Dude, I actually hope that somehow Nightwolf is DLC so that Big D just gets his ass kicked. But then it's like
it's never gonna happen.
Low tier.
I mean,
he'll be low tier.
Yeah,
he'll definitely be low tier.
He was low tier last time. Wasn't he mid tier in UMK3? Wait a minute.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
He's good in that game.
I think. Yeah.
He's actually pretty good, but it's like in a game where you play Human Smoke or Cabal, or you just lose to every other character. Then
it
doesn't
really
really
matter.
Yep. Real quick before we talk about Summit, before I forget, because it's not on here. Summit's not here either, but
yeah, that's kind of wrapping it up.
Competitive variations,
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Has been a really big talking point on Twitter and the scene, all the outlets of our community. I've been the day after I was streaming, and I had to have gotten 80 questions in chat about what are your thoughts on that, and my thoughts are that I think it's going to be perfectly fine for now.
Agreed.
It's out of the gate. You know, everyone hit me up going, do something with custom variations, and or you know, be vocal about changing it right now. You know, there's nothing we can do right now for one, because the game's about to come out and they're not changing it in a couple of weeks, and we don't know what's actually in the game to change, if anything. You know, if we even think to change anything, right? So if someone comes to me and goes, we need to push for custom variations right now, a combo breaker, make it happen, Aquaman, I'm gonna go, all right, listen here, Tanya for MK11 on Twitter or some shit. I'm gonna sit here and go.
That's probably a real person too.
That's 100 people.
That's a person.
By the way, we're original.
Oh my god.
Here are all of the issues that I have with it. You don't know if you can even select custom variants in a versus match offline. You don't know. So how can you tell me to implement something that you don't know even exists? We don't know if on day one some of these custom variant moves are absolutely broken, game-breaking, and NetherRealm or Paulo, you know, kind of knows this and doesn't have a move like that in the tournament variations on purpose, because Lord Paulo's vision ultimately is to try to be as balanced as possible, you know, or be as competitive as possible. We don't know that. Right. You know, day one, one thing could have an infinite and combo breakers boring as shit to watch. You know, anything really. But we don't know. And like I said, the main one is that we don't know if we can even do it, if it's even possible, if it's even implemented to do so. So how would we go about changing it you know, on release, we could go, we need custom variants of tournaments. It's not even an option. Then we could say, hey, how would we go about seeing if that would even be plausible? It would be doing something online where, you know, a versus match online, you know, finding someone should be able to play variations, custom variations, and we don't even know if that's even possible.
Right.
You know, just without just a player match search, we don't know if a private match online is able to do custom variants. If it is, we can test it there in, say, like a Combat Cup style format tournament and see if it even works. If people like it, then we can, what's up, Kat? Then we could go to, say, NRS and go, here's the proof that the community loves it, that it works. Then we can start the conversation there. It doesn't start right now by going, bitch! It doesn't work that way. That's my thought on it, coming from an organizational standpoint and all that fun stuff, is that if we were to even try to want to change it, I trust Lord Paulo and NetherRealm Studios, but I'm also of the belief that if the community wants something, we should definitely try it. That's how we would go about that. Not stop, pump the brakes right now and change it.
Yeah. I think.
Sorry, that was a long rant.
I don't understand where the lack of faith with NetherRealm came from, for people to be like, oh no, we need custom variations. You guys aren't doing it right. Why don't you let them at least try what they're planning on implementing? You know, they want to do 2 variations. It's not going to be the same variations we've seen. They mentioned they want to add other variations in the future. Like, they have so many different ways they can do this, but people are so afraid of trying something that they're not used to, and they just wanted to go with the easy thing to just let us handle it. Just give us everything, let us handle it. I want to point out is that more than half of those fucking people that are like, give us custom variations, are the people that equipped every broken ability with Cabal.
Also,
like,
they're showing up to tournaments.
Fucking fantastic. Look at all these options I have. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, let them do their thing. Let them implement whatever they're doing, and let us make that decision afterwards. Let them do their thing first. That's all I have to say about it. Is that y'all need to have some faith and wait. In my opinion, I think it'd be really cool, because remember how they mentioned they want to add variations over time, or like they mentioned something like that. I have like 8 years of Dota in my life. Like, that's my experience. And how Dota has managed to stay fresh over all these years is that they constantly shift up the meta. They introduce balance changes, map changes, everything like that. The way how I correlate that with Mortal Kombat is that, what if you get 2 variations, but like maybe after every season, they get rid of them and they give you 2 completely different variations. And now you got to learn the character with those only 2 options. Why would that not be okay? Why is everyone always like, just give us the opportunity, put in a UI, and just let us handle it? It's like, half of you don't even know what a balanced character is, but you want to sit here and create your own variation because you feel like it's your best chance of succeeding in tournaments. Is not only selfish, it's just stupid. And I know that sounds mean. It's literally just, for people that have that intention, they just want to equip whatever they want to equip. I think you have to take a step back and realize that balancing is the ultimate endpoint for us. We want a balanced fighting game. It's what we want. And the only way to really achieve that in a consistent manner is to let them handle it.
Yep.
That's just my opinion.
Also, to put things in perspective, you guys want custom variations? How many matchups would that be at Combo Breaker to learn? Rather than what they're saying, which is a minimum of around 50 matchups you have to learn for your first tournament, rather than
it's insurmountable.
320 different variations.
I want balance, and I think the less we go into custom variations, the easier it is to balance a game. So I believe in the system that they're starting with, and they said they'll add more as time goes on. So we'll see how it goes. You gotta have faith. Gotta have faith.
I was originally in the camp for wanting custom variations, because we also don't know what every character has, obviously.
Right.
But logistically, it would actually take like forever for people to equip custom variations in a tournament setting. I think most people that want custom variations are the people that won't travel to a tournament or will just play online or whatever. So like, not that their opinion doesn't necessarily matter, but it's talking for the greater good of players who are going to spend a lot of money in the next 4 years potentially going to tournaments and having to learn like 150 different matchups. For perspective, not every matchup or variation was near fleshed out in MKX by the end of the game's life, and it has a fraction of what we're going to potentially be dealing with in this game. Also, somebody in the chat mentioned some characters might not have certain moves, so you would stray away from playing them. Nobody knows what's gonna have what move, so you can't really decide on straying away from something. And like, I feel like if you want to play a character enough, you'll make it work regardless of what the variation is.
Which no one, by the way, I have to interject. No one does that shit anymore anyway. No. If you think a character's not good, you go on to the next one. So I don't ever want to hear someone say, oh, this variation sucks. They should have let us build our own. Because then if you couldn't get what you wanted in your own custom variation, you would have switched characters anyway. Also, that stuff irritates me to hear things like that because people automatically just put out this fake persona that like, oh, I'm going to play the character regardless. And like, oh, Cabal? So happy. My favorite character ever. If that character's ass, all those people that play Cabal and MK9 will not touch Cabal. It is a fact. That is
competitive, guys. We're talking about competitively.
Competitive.
This is not casually. So if you guys aren't going to compete, then this doesn't really apply to you. This is these are competitors that we're talking about, the competitive community.
But that's also the other thing that I'm actually happy for is that if we have our preset variations in tournament, which we will at offline events, online being as great that it is, we're going to have online events where you can use your own variations. I'm sure of it. I'm sure that's going to be the case where you can create your own. And maybe that will be the testing point.
Exactly.
Maybe that'll be putting your foot in the pool to see how that does from a competitive standpoint. Are we going to see a lot of different variations? Is it going to be like, you know, are there going to be 3 Jade players in top 8 all using the same 3 moves? Because then we're like, wait, this is kind of stupid. Like, why is that happening? Give it time. Like, let the game flesh out. Trust the process and just let it go.
What? Also, how many? Just looking at the beta, which is what we've gotten from the game so far. How many competitors used more than 2 variations of a character?
Yeah, none.
None, from what I saw.
I was actually gonna bring that up. The biggest complaint being that Scorpion is unplayable without Misery Blade. So nobody actually knows that. So I just did the quickest thing. We had what, like 8 days of the beta or something, right? If you're a Scorpion player in the beta and you played literally every hour, it's like 192 hours, and that's not enough to learn a character at all. So like, if you're just saying like this character is unplayable because everything he does is unsafe or whatever, like there's probably mix-ups that like nobody knows about because no one is playing the other variations yet, and you have such like a small thing that like that amount of hours is nothing. Like 192 hours of one person is nothing at all. So like nobody knows any, like in MKX, Demo Sonya was busted and everybody complained, but she was the same way in MKX before people realized it. And then XL came out and people were like, wait, this character just... So like, people just need to flesh out characters and not complain, because complaining does nothing for you at all.
Also, just to let you guys know, NRS generally doesn't care that if you guys are complaining about something.
Of course, they shouldn't. They have no reason, dude.
I just want to give you guys a heads up on that. I've been trying for years. I walked right up to Paulo, right in his face, and said, "Fix my back one, you piece of..." I didn't say you piece of shit, but I said,
wow.
I said, let's talk about Kotal's back one. He said, no, and he just kept walking.
I respect that. Like, why does he care? It's his game.
I tried.
Not your game. So.
I tried my best, Kotal community. I really did try my best. I walked up to the man, looked him right in his eyes.
Dude, and he probably had his kids there, and you were like, "Well, I'll see you later. I'm not gonna cause a scene here in front of the mini Paulo."
Oh no, absolutely not. And I'll tell you what, mini Paulo had like a meaner look on her face. She was like, she was like about to swing, and I was like, "All right, I'm out. I can't do this anymore." No, she was actually so sweet. Paulo's daughter. She sat next to me at Combo Breaker during top 8. It was the coolest thing. As I whispered to her, "Tell him about the back one. Tell him about it." She never got through because it's still a high. But yeah, guys, let competitive flush out. All right.
Yeah.
You know, I do respect that people are voicing their opinion, but you guys are pitchforking for like no reason. Voice it nice and calmly, and trust me when I say that we're definitely going to try custom variants online out of the gate. Because again, if it's something that the community really wants, let's do it professionally and calmly.
Yeah. Yeah. Just let it rock. Let it rock. Give it time. That's it. Stop jumping to conclusions. Simple concept. Did we have anything else that we wanted to cover?
Oh, Summit.
Yeah,
that was a pretty long one.
We can cover that quickly, just because you know.
Summit. The voting phases began last Monday.
The nomination phase.
Yep,
yeah,
the nominations. Yeah.
The nomination phase lasted 1 week and ended last night with the top 20 people in popular votes on Twitter making it to phase number 2, which is where you essentially get votes through merchandise being bought for the event and just buying votes outright, which is how you get into the summit over this next week. It's going to narrow down from 20 players to 4 players every couple of days. It's going to be savage as hell. It has already begun.
Buy some shirts.
Buy some shirts. I'm actually going to pull it up and tell you guys.
Buy some friendship hats.
Buy the friendship hats.
Sick,
I like the friendship hats, but I wish it was a dad hat.
That's what
I'm definitely grabbing one of those hats. Like, I have to. I really want one.
Your 20 players that are in this voting phase are Silverai, Katana Prime, Tweety, Gross, Wazinator, Beyond Toxin, Gur, Samij, Destroyer, Biohazard, Rewind, Shujinky Dink, Big D, that guy right there.
Give Summit, hashtag give Summit the D.
Give Summit the D. Perfect Legend, Killer Shinnok, RZA, Nivik, Happy Pow, MIT, and Atai are the 20 people that have made it to this phase. I said them in order of the votes that they have already accumulated. So everyone's doing well. The bottom 4 of those 20 are going to drop out right now. The bottom 4, after I believe it's a day and a half on this phase, are going to be eliminated. And then so on and so forth until only 4 remain, and those are going to make it into the summit. Big D, I'm going to give you a chance right now to sell yourself. I'm
not a sellout, man. I'm not going to do that.
There's 150 people watching.
You want to put someone who's actually going to make it entertaining instead of just have, like, I don't know, PL or...
Yeah, you dropped those names.
What, like Shujinky? Like, what? Like, is someone who's actually going to, like, body these dudes and, like, make it look good doing it, you have to go for, like...
There we go.
Tweety is, like, kind of okay,
upselling yourself right there.
That's all I'm going to say. I could go on, but that's all I'm going to say.
There we go.
Use your votes wisely. That's all I'm going to say.
I respect it. Amanda, why is your face like that?
Because he just was like trashing on people.
I was.
I mean,
I sure was.
Whatever you gotta do to get in. Look at Tweety's diss track, by the way.
That's just godlike, dude.
All right,
and I'm in that, and I thought it was fun.
I was mad.
I wanted to hate it out of the gate until I listened to it, and I was like, oh, all right, retweet.
Yeah. God, dude, it's like Tweety's flow, and then the beat was like all the way over.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, at least try to sync it up a little bit.
He actually had some fire in there though with his insults. They were actually like, some of them were really well done. It was pretty good.
Yeah, some of them were pretty good. Some of them were reaching, but the whole point is that he's the only one that would have ever even like made a diss track. Like he's the only one that would make that work. So I thought that was genius by him to be able to like do that and be able. It worked. I mean, the dude's doing well in votes right now, and it generated a lot of traction, which is the whole point anyway.
That's what this is all about. Is really, you know, to think of it like a campaign, you know, for local government, for government in general, where you have to generate funds and get people to spend money to get your way into this event, and that's really what you got to do. Is think of it like a campaign. You got to get your name out there, and then
get your name out there, or have people backing you that have a lot of money there on you at any moment.
That too. Reach out to your rich.
Get a sponsor.
Yeah.
Reach out to your local bank.
Yep.
Pull it alone, dude.
Max out a credit card. Whatever you got to do. Really, at the end of the day, But yeah, it's getting crazy out there. I love what some of these guys are doing to get those votes. And I know Big D brought it up, and I'm gonna say it for him. Let's say Big D. Let's make it 1,000 votes. Where Big D's gonna try pineapple on a pizza.
Oh yeah, that was one of the things because like everyone who knows me knows the idea of having pineapple on pizza is like the stupidest.
Oh my god! Stop being a bitch.
No, it's
exactly.
literally the dumb.
Stop being a bitch. It does
not deserve to be on. It is a poor excuse for food, and it does not deserve to even.
Pineapple's delicious, dude.
But if I made it to like one of the last phases, I would record myself trying it for the first time. That's like one of my ideas.
It's good with bacon, pineapple and bacon.
That's my favorite pizza of all time.
Yeah, pineapple bacon.
We're getting.
I've never tried it, but it sounds like a disgrace to food. Like it does not.
You sound like a disgrace to food.
Romanova, when I go down to ATL on May 4th, we're getting a bacon pineapple pizza, and I'll have it halfway into my esophagus, taking a picture of it, sending it to Big D overnight.
Yes.
I'm gonna block that number.
Mo agrees.
He's gonna block me on Discord, Twitter. My number.
I'm literally just gonna like completely just Madsen you from any connection.
Jeez.
Dude, he'd probably rather eat anchovies or some gross shit. Like
anchovies are gross too. I can't even. Like, there's 3 things that don't belong on pizza. It's pineapple, anchovies, and olives. Do not belong.
I agree with 2 of those.
Yeah. Did you say olives don't belong?
Olives are literally the most vile thing on the planet.
Stupid.
Olives are trash.
Black olives. Black olives on pizza are great.
That shit is ass. I'd rather eat a piece of garbage, dude.
This just turned into a handicap match because I'm in agreement that olives should not be on a pizza.
That shit is
I'll say it. I'll say it.
Olives are fine.
No. Yeah. Absolutely not.
Magician in chat says black olives on pizza are OD actually.
This dude has a worse taste in food than Justin Wong himself, and we've all seen.
Oh my god,
that's a hot take, dude.
No, Justin Wong's opinions on tier lists and
they're actual trash.
Actual trash.
Actual trash.
Terrible. It is terrible. And Magician has that same vibe with me. Magician, your opinion is garbage.
Magician, how is your taste in MK11 mains so far?
God. The fact that
I keep pulling that up.
I
feel so bad for
just told me that black olives belong on pizza. No.
Anyways, we can talk about food literally all night.
Oh, I can keep going.
But guys, let me actually. I'm gonna do it.
Mo likes food.
I'm gonna do it. I'm actually gonna pull up the Summon of Time page and the merchandise for everyone to take a look at.
This is Roxy better than pineapple.
Go
on anyway.
This is gonna look awkward for a quick second, chat, before I add this and screen capture.
I forgave him for knocking over my plate earlier. That's why he's up here.
All right. So this is the voting phase. I'll post some links in the chat here in a second. Matter of fact, he's doing it right now. There you go, bam. Voting.
Hey, I hit 200 lit.
Oh shit.
I didn't know. I haven't checked in a while.
Hold up, I gotta drop some votes on you real quick.
All right.
Thanks, brother.
I already gave 1 vote out today, boy. I got 14 more.
Wow.
All right,
I shout out to the 1 vote I gave out. You can figure out who that is.
So I'm gonna try to get this to YouTube right after we end the show, just so everyone gets to see this and actually vote, and not 2 weeks after it airs. So as you see, the bottom 4 get eliminated in 1 day and 18 hours. Big D here fighting at 14th place, did just surpass 209 votes.
For his life,
catching up to Perfect Legend, who's in a.
I was literally just ahead of him. When you put that capture up.
Very.
Hold up. Wait.
I did a refresh. Very.
It's in real time.
Refresh. There you go. No, you're back up top.
Back up. Are we doing?
You're back. I got you.
Right.
I got you. Yo.
Refresh.
Did you really?
Yeah. What do you think? I'm kidding?
Oh, you did pass him. Wait a minute. Why would you knock Perfect Legend out of 13th place? Why would you do that?
Listen, I just gotta bring people up, dude. Shout out to the bottom 4. Anyways. Shout out to Big D, dude. 500 votes.
All right, so how do you get the votes? Right there. Earn votes. Bam. It's all right there. You also visit the shop. Let's go there. This is the merchandise that you guys can buy to support the event and the players themselves. So there are events that you can actually donate money to. One of them is the commentator bracket that I'll be a part of, and they absolutely threw a shot at me. And all of us, you know what they say, those that can't play, cast. Well, accurate.
Some can play, though. We'll find out.
Some can play, though.
Spoiler
we'll find
alert,
out.
none of you play anymore, man.
Spoiler alert, the Twins are going to be some stiff competition.
Yeah, they are.
So that is what I'm looking forward to. Chef as well. Chef's really good at right out of the gate. If you guys remember MKX, just letting you know.
Yeah, I remember pre-patch Quan Chi too.
We all remember pre-patch Quan Chi.
Shout out to One Frame Mix-Ups. What's up, dude?
So a couple of the events, rock paper scissors. That's always fun. We used to do that for money at like Big E events. That was really cool. 5v FOD squad battle, old school versus new school. I'm betting a kitchen sink on new school. I'm actually an OG.
Of course.
I'm actually an OG that's against OGs now. I'm actually that savage. Oh.
I think I'm with you on that, to be honest.
I don't know if I want to get the core values shirt or the test your might shirt. My beef with the core values is the K almost looks like an H, so it looks like it's saying whore values.
Whore values?
Buying it right now.
That could. Yeah, wait a minute. Let me.
That would have been the more popular shirt. That actually would have been the more popular shirt. Let's see what we got here. We got a random v random, so everyone's just going to be randomly playing against each other. MK Arcade Collection Gauntlet, where they're going to be playing like MK2 and MK3. Which
Twins are going to mock.
And I'm just going to put all my money on the Twins. Like, it's not even close.
Yeah.
Mystery game event. That sounds interesting. I don't even know. Oh, what if it's like all NRS titles like Injustice 1, MK9, Deadly Alliance? That'd be cool.
Twins would also win.
I mean, okay. They're on the couch.
Oh.
Only the actual competitors. But okay, so I can't talk too much, but I did say that the Twins are there, and the Twins can teach these guys a lot in a short amount of time about all these games. So, like, just having them there, I think is going to make these a lot more enjoyable to watch.
Okay.
Like the Arcade Collection Gauntlet, just having the Twins' knowledge there to like soak up, because I don't know if anyone knows this, but at the Injustice Pro Series 1 finale, Injustice Pro Series Season 1, IPS Season 1 finale.
Yeah, they were playing the classic cabinets.
They had MK2 and MK3, and to see all the young guys like Silver Rye, Samij, Sonic Fox, all these kids playing those games was like, it was beautiful for an old man to walk in and see. I thought it was so cool, and to see that. For you guys to see that, I think would be really special, because I thought it was a very special moment to see them going back to the old school stuff and to watch. I mean, 16-bit, was I watching 16-bit versus like Sonic and MK2? I was like, oh, this is so fucking cool. Or, or watching the Twins take everyone's money. But anyways, already about $1.5 spent here in this shop. Prize pool started at 10,000, provided by Some of the time you can do a direct donation, like I talked about, buying any merch. You gotta. So this is the Summit logo, but this is the Mortal Kombat 11 Summit of Time logo, where it's got the mountain, but this is what makes it specific to this event, is the Summit Realm logo, which I think is really hot. I think that's a hot logo. The friendship hat. I mean, are you kidding me? Look at that thing.
Make it a dad hat for me.
That's actually beautiful.
I love that. I really do.
This is probably one of the top, if not the top tier item in the shop.
Yeah,
if I'm being honest,
and it's actually like kind of cheap. Like it's not that expensive.
Yeah. $22.
That's a good price.
You have a
how cool would that be if they accidentally like
Summit dad hat?
They have a dad hat, but it's not.
I agree. I'm actually a dad hat kind of guy too. I like the curve.
I'm a fan of like the new era snapbacks. I don't know.
You're a curve kind of guy.
You shut up. you have this cool propaganda test your might poster where it's that old school breaking the anvil. What?
Why are you dying?
Yeah, why are you dying?
You don't realize what you said. Go on, go.
What'd I say?
Nothing. You're just talking about TYM propaganda.
Oh no! That's my bad. That was unintentional. I swear. That was unintentional. Anyways, this was just an odd one of like a Baraka teeth shirt. So I mean, Baraka mains out there, get it in for sure.
Melina mains can remember their girl with that.
Are Altar Cotton's teeth like? Is there this one giant tooth in the middle like that? That's actually kind of cool.
I mean, there's MK9 Melina.
Listen. All right, regular Summit shirt, splattered. The core value shirt, it does kind of look like an H.
It does.
That's what I'm saying. It looks like I want to get it, but I don't want to be.
Could you imagine like
somebody random doesn't know and they're like core values,
and then boom, you just get hit on. Like that's. I
mean, I'm about to buy one.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. And then you have these shirts of the actual Summit Realm logo that are absolutely gorgeous, and
they do look really
they
cool.
have previewed this poster, and holy fucking shit, chat!
I want to see it so bad, dude.
You can
kind of already see it.
You can see Tyrant as Jax. You can see Honeybee as Devore. You can see Hayate.
Shao Kahn.
I think King might be Kung Lao. I don't know. Is King Shao Kahn?
I think Foxy is gonna be Kung Lao.
Foxy's Kung Lao.
Yeah.
You got Tekken Master as Cordal. You got Foxy there. I'm assuming that's gonna be the Aaron Black gear. But goddamn, if this ain't the most gorgeous thing. And Dragon is Jade. If you can see this.
Yeah, which is funny because like he doesn't want to play Jade anymore.
Yikes. Yeah, yikes. So summertime poster, only $25. You can get him signed as well. Noob Sailbot. This one was kind of odd for me. But a lot of people thought it was cool, and a few of them already bought. What's cool is you can see how many have been sold already. Yeah. On here. Nice.
Pretty cool.
This is a cool Toasty shirt. I'll give him this one. The Toasty shirt's pretty hot.
Yeah.
Actually, I really like that. Wait a minute, so funny, I have to get that.
I might have to get the toast shirt.
Yeah,
that is pretty dope.
Yep.
My nickname's literally Bread. I have to buy that.
Vengeance will be mine. See you in hell. Get over here, hoodie. That's pretty badass.
That hoodie is sick.
$45. 9 people already got that one.
Jared, that hoodie was made for you. It's HXC. It has like the font from like '96. Like
oh shit, it has a terror font.
Bury your dead terror.
Yeah, I'm buying that.
So you have the white and black Summit Realm hoodies. I love those black Summit Realm hoodie. Oh, that's gorgeous. And then
Fix Your Guns move
signed
hoodie.
posters as well from all the players signing it. I'm assuming all of that. Attend the summit. This is a massive one that's already got a backer. Someone is going to be going to summit with this. But keep in mind, note that lodging and flight are not included. But your travel and meals will be like your
transportation to and from the summit house and meals are included.
Which is really cool. You know, and people that just want to be a part of it, and you know, everyone's like, you know, who's this absolutely random guy that no one's gonna know? I think this is someone that's definitely a part of the community and just wants to be a part of this experience. And we actually might know this guy. I'm making a read, but that'd be so cool. You know, this is someone you know, we've seen on Twitch, and we've seen people that have the means to do stuff like this and have the means to give back. Look at the voting phase itself. You know, rather than sit here and drop $1,000 on one of these players, he could take that $1,000 and be a part of it himself. You know,
I'm pretty sure you get votes too for dropping the $1,000.
Oh, you get tons of votes for that.
Yeah. So that's a win-win for this backer right here. That's a win-win for him. So shout outs to that guy. That's a win.
Yeah, man, can't wait to see you guys at Summit.
Yeah. Whoever you are, I will see you there. I don't know about Big. Just kidding. Vote.
See you there, dude. Can't wait.
Vote D. Jer's desperately trying to get this.
Dude, how funny would it be if it was actually me that was the bad?
I would die.
That'd be mad funny, right? That would actually be mad funny.
It's actually
walk into the Smash House. What up, brothers?
It's actually Big D. He bought it as a backup.
He's like, just in case I'm gonna be there.
Regardless.
All right, and then you have Smash GG apparel, a bottle, a hoodie, and then a customizable hoodie. This one's actually like probably the #1 item on here, I think. Is that you can put your name on the back with the spears, a Smash GG with the MK style font. That's hot.
That's kind of godlike, actually. I didn't notice that.
Yep, $75, and you could put your name on the back.
Interesting.
I regret not getting one of those for the Dragon Ball one. They had like the regular like orange Dragon Ball hoodies and name on them.
Yeah, those are
hold off. Actually, I need to think about this. I'm definitely getting the hat. I'm definitely getting the hat at least.
Yeah, I'm getting that hat, dropping that 1K, getting a hoodie, dude. You know,
already 14 hats sold. I think that's the most sold thing so far.
Yeah, dude, the hat is gone. I actually feel like I'm gonna buy the hat now because I don't want it to be sold out.
I want to like get them to change the font on the core value shirt so I can get it.
I'm sure you can work something out with them. I don't know. But yeah, so that's
probably just end up
that's
getting
the shop.
Anyways, but...
You know, this ran a little bit longer, but we did have a lot to cover, like always it seems, until the game comes out. Freaking nuts. But we want to give you guys as much info as possible. I'm glad I actually brought this up to show you guys, you know, the process of the voting, and hope that you know I'm trying to get this YouTube video up tonight again once this ends, just so that everyone watching knows the procedure, so we can try to get as many people involved with it as possible, because the summit's a big deal.
I mean, that was really all we're covering. Like we're done.
That's it.
That's all we got for you this time. Then by this time next episode,
it's the day before the release.
Yeah, the day before release.
The official release. The official release.
We'll all have to be lit for that one.
Yeah, I mean,
I hope I make it on time. Fuck.
Don't think your ass is gonna be planted in that chair right
We
there.
might have to try and do it like earlier so we can be at the midnight release for the game.
Oh,
I don't care. We can do whatever.
We'll see. We'll figure it out. But it's gonna be super hype. It's gonna be the night before release. The only thing that might suck is if any of us are going to like midnight release tournaments, which I think I am. Yikes. So I don't know how we'll work it out.
That's right. Where we're trying to win that $20 gift card to GameStop that'll get me 3 pre-owned games.
Mine's giving away an Xbox. I don't know.
Buy one, get one. Buy 2, get 1 half off.
Mine's giving away a fucking Xbox Pro, like the fucking slim one. I'm excited.
I'm pretty sure mine's giving away, like, the giveaway is that they'll buy it back at double the normal price. So like,
oh, you mean so they won't rob you?
Yeah.
Okay,
so like,
cool.
so like, oh, you won? Okay, trade in your MK11 for $30
instead of 10.
Yeah,
we're gonna go to ours, and Decay's gonna be our ringer to win us anything.
Although one of the coolest ones I went to was for Injustice 2, Injustice 1. Holy shit, it was Injustice 1. Fuck, I'm old.
Yeah, you're old as fuck.
GameStop tournament that was partnered with a comic shop, and the grand prize was this new 52 this new 52 Aquaman figure.
Nice.
From a comic shop. And I won it with Lex Luthor, who was in the beta.
I won mine with Lex Luthor, dude. Hell yeah, broken ass rocket setups and shit.
Yep. I had to go through 19 Batmans to get it.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that was really cool. So guys, if you guys local GameStop has a tournament, that's a free win for a tournament player. I'm letting you know that right now.
Kay and I went to my friend's GameStop that he worked at as Bane and Supergirl for Injustice 2's launch.
That's sick.
That's godlike.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. But yeah, that's...
I'm just gonna spam back to it, Jade. That's gonna be it.
That is it.
Fucked.
I'm going Baraka and just kneeing.
Ugo your way into
yeah, that's Decay's got a Baraka, so he's just gonna eat people with Baraka.
It's just Unga, and then they don't even know what Breakaway is yet, and then they just eat the 80% gutted combo. Like, okay, cool, thank you. But anyways, that's it for the show tonight, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back in 2 weeks. This will go to YouTube ASAP. I promise you. I'm not gonna be a lazy bitch like I was on the last show.
No lazy butt shit.
Yep. Listen, it happens. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you to you guys for being here. Romanova, Big D, and Jur. Big D's making that summit run. Go support our boy. I'll show for him. I'm going to sell out. I sold out long before you guys even knew, so I have no issue.
Support the bread. Don't let the bread go stale.
That's true.
Don't let me be crusty, man. Keep it fresh. Put me in there.
Put some peanut butter and jelly on it. I don't even know.
But then we'll keep you guys updated, I guess, on the next episode when it'll be. Maybe we'll figure it out. I guess maybe we'll think about doing it a little bit earlier in the day.
Do it a day before. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll just keep an eye out. We'll let you all know well in advance. But then,
keep an eye on our Twitters.
Give us a follow on Twitter. The tags are right there by our names. It'll be in the description below on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching. Jerry, you have any closing thoughts?
Nah, man. Just buy the game.
All right, he's good. All right, cool.
Buy the game.
Just buy the game, dude.
Yeah.
Big D says vote for Big D. Got it.
Give some of the D. Yeah, that's my outro.
Give it. Romanova.
Save a horse, tech a throw.
That is not something I expected to hear. Okay?
I didn't
That's like the last thing I expected to hear. I don't know where that came from.
I'm at a loss.
Actually,
it's really catchy. I just don't understand where that came from.
I'm almost at a loss for words. All right, thank you guys for being here. We'll see you guys in a couple of weeks from now. Thank you to everyone who watched tonight. Thank you everyone who's going to watch on YouTube later. We love you, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.